Right guys, so this is the Scania which started last year. I know it's took me like just over 12 months to get this done. Well, it didn't, it's just with how long it's been sat around, and that's basically where all the time's gone with it. So early on when I started this, if you remember, I never fitted the servo bracket to the side of the chassis up here. Basically because I don't like the look of it at the side of the truck, and it looks much neater without. Same with the battery as well, that's been relocated. So I've chopped all bits and bats off there, and then there's no battery tray underneath. So you get more of a scale look when you see through the chassis. But the final bit now, I've gone ahead and done all the little bits and bats just to get it together and running as a truck. So I'll show you that at the end of this video. But the main point of this video is the steering. Now, because I left the servo mount off the chassis and we're using it up front instead, now this would normally be your gearbox shifter, the servo for shifting the gearbox rod. So we're going to utilise this one and use it on the steering. Now the way I've done this, because I haven't got it on a Carson crank bar, I'd showed you another way of getting better steering by using these cranked rod ends, if you remember. Whereas usually when I build the Euro trucks, I'll go ahead and I'll use a cranked Carson bar. Now basically with that, you'd rotate these, so like the kink in the arm there would be at this side, kink down with the Carson bar, and it would leave them points up there to attach and connect the servo rod from the front. However, because I've cranked it there, you are going to need a slightly longer screw, and these are off the side servo where the servo mount will go on the side. They're just little shift rods from that, and basically once I've got the servo horn on there, I'm just going to connect that up to the servo horn there about, put a longer screw in there just with a little nut and washer on, so you still get the steering there. So if I pop this servo horn, now you do get servo horns in the kit, but the servo savers and they tend to bust real easy. So I'm just putting this plastic servo rod because I haven't got any aluminium ones around. So I've just took this one out of the servo kit and just cut the other four sides off it because it's got the right amount of teeth to sit onto this one. So now as you can see, I've screwed a little ball joint thing into there. Let me just zoom this in for you. So I've put a ball joint on the end of the servo horn there. And now I'm going to take this screw out of here. So there's a screw I've just took out, and we're going to pop this longer one in. Now remember, you do have a little nut in the back of here, but now, like I say, by fitting that one, I can just so now we've got that servo rod behind the leaf spring, and if we just straighten the axle, I've already measured this up by the way, you will have to adjust your rod ends to the correct fit. And now if I take a little lock nut, just one of those, and pop this on to the top. There we go. So that's the steering located up the front, but that is utilising the gearbox. Now remember, we're not using the gearbox on this, so sometimes you do see people and they'll use both servos up front, like at the front of the American trucks, so they can operate the gearbox as well. But with this is no gearbox being operated, just the steering from that servo. It's just personal preference of just making it look a bit neater. So I'm going to pop the wheel back on there now and get it back on its feet, and then we'll just test that, and then I'll give you guys a little look-see around this truck, show you what I did with the electrics and stuff, and then it can be delivered to Papa Bear. So that's the steering. Like I say, it's just a simple, I wouldn't really call it a modification. It was just because I'd kind of done the mod with the angled rods, but it just tidies up from having where it was visible there. So it just makes it look a bit tidier in my personal opinion. And without the battery tray down here, you don't have the battery across. I think that also looks better. So I've added in my rear bumper bar. I pop these on. I added that also, and the grill. So the electrics, now these little wires are just coming through from the dashboard and the cab logo and stuff in the back. So I've just stuck the receiver to the front there, and I have stuck the ESC up on the side, and in the end I didn't have to make anything for the battery, because now the battery just tucks up, and if you just tilt it on an angle, it sits itself on this here. And then just tuck the wire under, close the cap, and then pop the pin in. But yeah, that is the Scania finished, and now I can look back at working a bit on the grand hauler and maybe just start a new project and just have a fresh start completely. It's a bit hard to see in there without the reflection, but once my dad's got it all wired up, I will come and do another video of this, because my dad's got decals and things like that to go on. So this won't be the last you've seen of the Scania, it's just built up to what I can do for him with it basically. So, oh, one moment. So yeah, we're going for the simple blue and white. Nice stacks up the back. And basically just kept it simple. Like I said, I've left the rear stickers and the light lenses off because when the LEDs get fitted and stuff, and we're going to need access to them screws quite possibly, so it's pointless putting them on. Sprayed the chassis gunmetal, which turned out nice, and I just broke it up with the blue on the visor and the Scania and stuff. But no, I'm happy with it. It's, like I say, it's simple. It's not OTT, but I don't know, it's just nice, plain, simple Bonnie truck. So I'm going to be taking the week off now because we will be flying out to Spain again. So when I get back, I'll hopefully have some more content and videos to come your way. But yeah, for people who are just curious with that steering, how are we going to work that, basically just how I did it. It's quite simple. So I'm sorry to waffle on and just keep rambling. And I hope you all enjoy your projects and what you're all currently on with building. And I shall catch you guys in another video, and for some of yous I'll see you at Leyland in March. So happy RCing guys, and ciao for now.